Hello everyone, it's Fung here again. Today we'll be talking about rate, yield, and total return. And again, this information is sourced from the book The Truth About Money by Rick Edelman. So getting started with rate and yield. Rate is the percentage of principal earned, while yield is the percentage of principal earned, accounting for compounding. It's seen as more important than rates because it considers the compounding frequency, so it's the true determinant of how much interest is earned. Now, a common misconception is that a higher rate is more earnings, and that's not always true because frequency matters. A 5% with the annual compounding is not as fast as a 5% with daily compounding. And when rate and yield are the same thing, that's known as simple interest. Now, moving on with types of yield, there are 4 of them. First is the nominal yield, which is the stated rate of interest printed on the certificates. There's current yield, which is the interest earned divided by the purchase price of the bond as a percentage. So this essentially means if you bought the bond at like a cheaper amount than the face value of it, then that means you bought it at a discount, right? That means that the yield is actually going to be higher than the rate. The rate could be 5%, but the yield might be 6% or even more because you bought it at a discount. There's also yield to maturity, known as YTM. It's the effective interest rate when holding the bond until maturity, and it accounts for the purchase price that's different from a face value of the bond. And also, it accounts for receiving a different principal amount than the face value. There's also yield to call, YTC, which is essentially the same as YTM, but when the bond is called rather than matured. Now, don't focus solely on yield. I know I said that yield is better than rate, but don't focus solely on yield for your investments, because it actually says nothing about the total return. So, what is total return? Well, it accounts for principal changing. So this is important for investments like stocks with dividends or bank accounts. And the equation or the formula for total return is the dividend or interest earned, so that's like the income generation, plus the change to value of the original investment. So for example, if a $100 stock were to go up to $110 and pay $3 in dividends, the total return is actually 13%. And if the stock were to go down, if that 100 stock were to go down to 95 and paid still $3 in dividends, the total return is actually negative 2%. So as you can see, the total return is actually a better indicator than the yield. So total return better than yield. So you should never buy investments solely on the yield. High yield typically has the lowest total returns. That's what the book says. Do not quote me on that. And so overall, total return is a better metric. So recapping everything that we learned. First, that there are 4 different types of yields: nominal, current, YTM, and YTC. Refer to the previous slides if you want to, get a reminder of that. And that total return is a better metric than yield because it has the capital appreciation plus the income generation, which accounts for more than what yield would. So that's it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, do what you will. You guys are not obligated to do so. And I'll see you guys in the next one.